Hello, people of YouTube. I'm your future overlord Nimzy, and this is my first video. Please excuse me while I evil laugh real quick. Mwehehe. Mwehehe. Need some work, but I'll figure that out later. Anyway, a lot of humans are talking about the Switch 2, and luckily, I was able to get my pre-order in. Hopefully, it doesn't get cancelled because the Walmart pre-ordered more than they'll receive. I'm personally very excited for the system and even pre-ordered the one that comes with Mario Kart, and I hate racing games. I thought, hey, if I get the more expensive bundle, maybe I'll be more likely to actually receive it at my domicile upon delivery date. And just to be safe, I checked, there are currently no shrubs by my domicile, so I don't have to worry about any package swiping swashbucklers hiding in my petunias. Petunias are way too short to hide sticky-fingered ne'er-do-wells. Since this is practically a sure thing for me, I thought I would share what games I'll be playing first. Also, please let me know what you're getting so I know what to get to, because I caved to peer pressure. Mario Kart World. Obviously, I'm going to play it. It comes with my system right now. Even though I'm not a fan of racing games, I'm not going to spend the extra credits on a system bundle and just not play the game. I haven't played a Mario Kart game since the very doubly dashing entry on the Nintendo GameCube. I'm mostly considering this entry because of the new mechanics they showed off in the Direct, like you can grind on rails like it's Sonic Adventure 2. How can you not want to play that? Problem is, I don't have anyone to play it with, and I don't know if the Switch 2 comes with a few months of free online or not. So I may have to abduct some humans, and it didn't go too well for me last time. While a windowless van may be the perfect environment to play video games on the go, people are kind of reluctant to get into them, even if you say you have Nintendo and candy. If I do get online, please be nice though. I'm not so good at video games yet, and they don't make controllers for anyone's with paws. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. But Nimzy, that's a Switch 1 game. How have you not played the goatiest GOAT game ever yet? Well, many Switch games don't run so great on my launch Switch. Tears of the Kingdom is one of them, and the Switch 2 being backwards compatible is the main reason I want one. I want to be able to play my whole library at a higher frame rate. That said, I've never been big on Legend of Zelda. I like my RPGs to have leveling up and experience points. I don't even really consider Zelda to be an RPG, even though a lot of other people do. But I saw how much fun people were having with it on social medias. Meanwhile, I could barely run it, and it bums me out that I can't enjoy it at such a low frame rate. I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild, despite being very worn out on open world games too. Also, I really like Hyrule Warriors, and that made me wish I knew more about Zelda. That said, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. This one is another one that doesn't run so well on my Switch. It definitely doesn't help that the game has so many enemies on screen, and it has beautiful graphics. I have a very special spot in my cold, shriveled heart for the Warriors series. All of my world history of Earth has been learned from Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, so you can understand my confusion and disappointment when I didn't see any samurais in America. I think this game series combines two things that I like very much. I very much like the aesthetic of Zelda and the lore of Zelda, but I really like the pure dopamine fuel that Warriors games are. Pokemon Scarlet. Did this one run well for anyone? I haven't heard anyone having a great time running this. I've been trying to nuzlocke this game for a long time too, and it's kind of tough. Not really because it's a hard game, but because resetting is such a pain. The game didn't run well for me, even docked in 720p, which usually works fine for me for other games. So getting around is really annoying, and that compounds with the pain of having a 2-hour-long intro. I really like Pokemon, but I feel like Scarlet was kind of a miss in some regards. I played all of the core games, and I've recently started playing some of the spin-offs like Conquest. I'm super big on RPGs. And Pokemon was my first one. I'm probably big on RPGs though because my humongo brain matters more than my tiny hands. Survival Kids. You thought I was going to be naming nothing but Switch 1 games from here on out, didn't you? Shame on you. Just all the ones after this are. I'm excited for Survival Kids because it's a sort of new title from Konami. See, before the humanoid youngsters had crafting and mining and chicken jockeys and flint and steel, there was Survival Kids. It's a top-down survival game where you play one of two kids stranded on a desert island, and you'll craft things and mine. I don't think there's mining, but you craft things and you use that to survive, and it had multiple endings. It was really cool. And it was released on the Game Boy Color. It had one sequel immediately afterwards, and then it had another sequel where it changed the name of the series to Lost in Blue. So, I mean, technically Survival Kids didn't have a sequel after Survival Kids 2, but it's very out of the ordinary and very weird for Konami to do a new title like this one and resurrect it. It goes to show you, my fellow Castlevania fans, that there is still hope. We might have to wait another decade, but there's always a chance Konami will randomly announce a new entry. Fortnite. Psych? Kind of. I'll probably play it a little bit. A bunch of Switch 1 games. The launch title list for the Switch 2 is decently sized. Unfortunately, it's primarily games I've already played elsewhere, or remasters. Do I need to buy Yakuza 0 again? Probably not. But I do have a big library of Switch games that I bought on sale and never got around to playing, and this is kind of the ultimate opportunity to play them. A lot of Switch 1 games didn't run very well either, so a lot of my first day is likely going to be spent popping in and out cartridges, seeing which of my Switch 1 games run better now. And then maybe I'll make a video about which games run better on the Switch 2 than the Switch 1. Hopefully, all of them, but you know, who knows. Like, for example, No More Heroes 3 runs pretty horribly on the Switch. Then the Xbox Series version came out, and it also ran really poorly. It's like they did a port without trying to make it run better, so I'm hoping it'll run better on the Switch too, because I do love the series, even if Suda51 routinely puts out cigarettes on my forehead. Disgaea 6 is another entry that ran horribly, really bad frame rate issues, and there isn't really a reason that that should be the case. If you don't know, this is a tactical RPG series, and it's mostly pixel art or drawn in an anime art style, so there isn't really a reason for it to run so poorly. And Rune Factory is another that I enjoyed greatly until the frame rate became too much of an issue for me. And I really like Rune Factory too. It was so devastating for me to just not enjoy that experience. Like, I can handle low frame rates and dips sometimes, but it needs to be, if it's gonna be 30 FPS, it's gotta be a consistent 30 FPS, please. But I may love Nintendo games and hardware, but I do have a little bit of Nintendo hater in me still. Although these are all third-party games and not necessarily Nintendo's fault directly, but Tears and Scarlet should have ran a lot better. Those weren't really okay to release in that state. I'm not really looking to get online, as I don't play online games on my Nintendo consoles. I have a gaming PC and Xbox Series S for that. I also don't have much of a need for Nintendo's emulation feature, since I have a gaming PC that can run GameCube emulation just fine. But that's my whole list. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to share what you'll be playing. Maybe I'll join you. I kind of cave under peer pressure. Also, if you're playing more Switch 1 on the Switch 2, then please tell me what you'll be playing, because Switch 1 games may start to drop in price as Nintendo moves over to the Switch 2. Alright, bye.